welcome to the Matrix Oracle. My name is Audrey. I am your host for this Astro forecast, special solstice. So June 21st, 2023, Pacific time, 7:58 a.m. Okay, so I thought it would be good to start the week with actually looking at this energy because it's coming up very shortly. So I'm going to wait a little bit for everyone to hop on. I don't know about you, but oh boy. So crazy, intense energies, okay? So I'm going to go and expose to you the chart for the solstice. So we have an exact time where we know that the sun, I don't know if you can see, but it's Cancer 000 degrees. Okay, so that means this is kind of also a snapshot for Cancer season. When I got this information this morning, I was like, ooh, okay, all right. So what I received as far as how this energy could feel, a little bit like an electromagnetic storm. And what I mean by this, we are electric and magnetic beings, okay? The way our particles are moving, vibrating, it's creating this electromagnetism effect. So there is this week and for this whole season, the archetype of Cancer is the archetype of the healer, and especially the healer of the heart. So we're going to focus this month and kicking off with the summer solstice, and for some of you it's winter, with the theme of healing all of you, my dear empaths, and some of you that have been forgetting that they have those abilities. So this is a reactivation of the heart, rebalancing act with the mind. So how does that feel? Let's get into the details. Okay, so we have my favorite line of energy, the quickens. Okay, so it's kind of like a punch. It goes fast, comes back. Okay, so this is an effect. Boom, it tries to strike. Okay, so some of you, if you feel those moments where we have two major lines, and they are targeting the sun and the moon. And we see the moon here for the summer solstice or winter solstice, so June 21st, kicking off Cancer season. We have those two major players, so your conscious self and your subconscious self, being triggered by those little green dotted lines. Okay, so the sun is facing off, major teacher of power, transformation, okay, inner transformation. That means you ain't listening, you're going to the bench, okay? And this is a placement here, striking with the sun, that is directly on the descending aspect. That means people. Your one-on-one interaction with people, okay, are going to give you insights of whether or not there's something that you need to shift. And this is a lot of projection, reflection. So you're going to want to self-master in Cancer season, and that's kicked off with the summer solstice, winter solstice, June 21st, Cancer season, with this type of pattern. So that means realize what's yours, what's not yours. And what's very interesting is that the sun is going to be here. You know, you see the theme for the sun in Cancer is the 12th house here. Even though we're entering that first house, we can see it's entering that 12th house. So are you going to be able to see and connect to your spiritual self? Because when people trigger you, okay, they're actually asking you to go and look within. Look for the answers within. So the first degrees of Cancer, where the sun is about remembrance. And what I mean by this is like, remember where you're from. Remember, you are more than this meat suit. Remember. Okay, so this is kind of like a very little whisper that is trying to teach you that you have a lot of power. And that when people project on you or reflect to you parts of yourself. How do you learn? How do you let yourself being taught by others, by the universe? So here, this is the first line, the first, okay? This is very intense. And we have another one. So this one is interesting, okay? Because we got a little dance here, okay? With the moon and Venus and Mars, okay? So Venus here, Mars here, and all this different degrees of Leo. So here, the moon is with Saturn retrograde. But that means that we kind of are so close enough that everything is kind of like playing pool here. It's like with one strike, Saturn is going to make you feel triggered in your love language, in the way you act, in your emotions, and in your subconscious. Whew. So now my advice, because of those placements, the moon placement is trying to teach you how to look inside of yourself for your own counsel. Okay, so some of you that have been doing the workshop with me, some of you that do get readings with me, you know this is what I try to teach you. Yes, healers are guides for others to remember their own healing abilities. If a healer tells you, or a guide tells you, you need them absolutely for you to find your way or to heal completely, beware. Beware, okay? Because here we have, especially here, the placement of Venus is about you trusting your own senses. When I mean senses, is how your body reacts to other people. And your Mars here is asking you to act, the energy that moves you, with trusting your intuition. So there's a lot of, for some of you, it's going to feel like blind faith, okay? Some of you is going to be to start doing certain things that you've never done. So I had some people that did the workshop last week. We had 2 parts of the workshop that had never done this type of energy work. But it's like in their eyes, I could see the soul being like, I like this. I like this. So there's a lot of inner craving. You see it here? This is the first house energy. Your love language, your whole body is being drawn to discover parts of yourself that you have forgotten. And this is going to build a new image. But in order for you to build this new image and version of yourself, Saturn has a requirement. Find the root. The root of what? The root cause of the pain. The root cause of the patterns, the root cause that keeps on attracting this, okay? Meaning that kind of power struggle, sometimes with others, okay? The way we learn. So it's very interesting how this dynamic is kind of like starting. It's just like here, think about like swords. You've been seeing that I've been posting some more martial arts, sword-like type of reels, because this is the sword of truth. Your truth needs to come out. Your truth wants to come out, okay? So very interesting also the point here that I want to give you as a hint, because some of you, you're confused by recognizing what's yours and what's not. Literally, so confused. You can't realize if it's yours or not yours. And what's interesting is here, Saturn is in the 8th house. That means here, it's showing you that you are carrying in the field of your own self, how to embody your best version of self. You carry other people's BS and what you carried from other people's past experience shared, okay? So that means some of you, you know, past relationships and past heartbreak, past trauma as a child. Okay, I can go on and on. And this needs to be healed. I don't want to say removed because it needs to be released and dissolved so the earth, the planet can recycle this. Energy does not die. It doesn't, and you don't either. Okay, so it wants you to release. So some of you this week, and probably the whole freaking Cancer season, if it triggers you, it means you gotta let go of something. If your body feels, I personally, my body just speaks to me. It's almost like if an energy is not mine, if an energy is off, if my intuition is calling me to pay attention to something, boom, I literally get it in my liver. I get it as if I'm being stabbed or punched. It just is, it just right away, this is not my weak spot. This is my strong spot. This is my spot that tells me, Your gut is like, All right? So what's interesting is that, this is where I wanted to go. Uranus is in the placement of Taurus. Taurus, the archetype of the divine light holder. So that means here holding your light, holding your stance, holding your ground. Taurus, holding what is meant to be yours. Okay, this placement that is trine, which is a good association, you know, the flow is good here with Pluto, that wants you to pay attention to what disempowers you and what empowers you. The placement of Uranus, which is the master teacher of evolution, it's about joy, optimism. If you're in the presence of an energy, a person, the thought of doing something, going to do something, if it doesn't bring you joy, you know that you have to look beyond the surface of why is that. So sometimes some of you, you're trying to force yourself to go and meet a person or be there for someone, answer a phone call when you are like overwhelmed with this madness here, okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. Some of you, if it's still like, oh, I don't want to go to work, you got to know what is underneath this, okay? How can you get yourself under those predicament? Because a lot of people don't realize when you're not feeling inspired, that means you have lost your alignment to your own source. Because even if you are still stuck, let's call it stuck, in a job that you don't like, in a relationship that doesn't feel right, okay? When you're connected to yourself, to your higher power, you know there is a change, an evolution, because you not feeling that this is what is meant for you will allow the change. But some of you, if you're stuck and uninspired and you feel tired, it's because a part of you has told yourself that this is always going to be that way. So that's not empowered. That's not an empowerment state of being. And this is when you know you have lost your source line, energy line connection with yourself, okay? So we have this, and this is intense. So I'm going to be doing some review of the week. Some of you are subscribers to the channel, so that means not just followers but subscribers. I do the weekly, I review the weekly energies, and for some of you, if you feel that you need some support with energy work, I'm opening this whole week. So starting from today, the 19th, all the way to the 25th, I'm going to start opening a special circle for people that need energy support. I'm going to be meditating, sharing practices, and some of you, if you are new to meditation, if you are new to energy work, or you don't even know how, but you know that you're sensitive to energy work, to sound, you can join us, because you don't need to be actively doing it. You can just allow yourself to receive it. And by the way, on my YouTube, you'll be soon seeing some of those free music healing activation for this week. The topic this week is to remove some of the major imprints of the narcissistic and empath dynamic, which is when the narcissistic, the mind, the too eagerly anchored, focused mind is taking advantage of the low boundary heart-centered person. So there's a focus this week that's going to be working on jealousy, envy, and pride. So some of you, if you've had toxic dynamics, relationships with narcissistic personalities, or were raised by narcissistic parents or caregivers, this is something that can be very useful. This is going to be free, available on my YouTube. For the ones that want to dive into the energy work, then join me into my energy circle. We're going to focus this week on all this type of energy work. I'm going to give you some techniques, some mudras, some other type of chants. And if you're not familiar with this, you can still join and just appreciate the energy. This is literally, like I said at the beginning, some type of electromagnetic storm. And what I mean by this is a lot of magnet, the heart. A lot of the heart is going to be releasing some of the old frequencies, because some of the electric, the mindset is going to shift. So there is a lot that is happening, okay? Some of you, if you want to look at the Schumann resonance right now, it's interweaving. It's interweaving. So it's, in my opinion, a good thing. I see it as a very good thing. There is some type of electromagnetic weaving between the heart and the mind that I'm seeing, and that the earth is showing also in her resonance. This is my perception. I channel those things as I connect to the field of energy. You can have your own personal intuition all about this. Okay, you guys, if you have any questions, please don't forget you can DM me, and you can check my bio link if you want to join the energy circle this week. I'll be just hosting different events, and you don't have to worry whether you can be physically present or not. The lives will be there. The meditation will be there. Some of you, if you need that extra TLC care, I have received so many 911 emergency type of emails, feedback from just like little readings. Some of you are just really overwhelmed by the ascension process. And usually the summers can be really intense, because we're tapping in the archetype of Cancer, which is the heart healer. And then we're tapping into the Leo archetype in the summer, which is about the seer, the intuition, being able to, kind of foresee what's coming, becoming actively awakened to our co-creative powers and creative powers. Okay, so that's what I have for you. Thank you so very much, you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.